Hello students, I am Raman Gupta here again to teach you English from Government College Bara. In this video, we are going to discuss another literary period which is Neoclassical literature period, and the literature written during this period is known as Neoclassical literature. First, we'll try to understand what does this word mean. Neo means new, and classical, as everybody knows, that which belongs to tradition, culture, and old time. So, this period is considered from 1660 to 1798. After 1798, the period of Romanticism started. This period is broken down or can be divided into three parts. The Restoration period, in which restoration of monarchy by Charles II was established. The Augustan period and the Age of Johnson. These three are the periods in which it can be divided. The writers of the Neoclassical period tried to imitate the style of Romans and Greeks. Why they are called Neoclassical writers? Because they tried to imitate and copy the style of the Romans and Greeks. Thus, the combination of the terms neo, which means new, and classical, as in the day of the Roman and Greek classics, they tried to imitate, but they were not actual classics, so they were called neoclassics or pseudo classics. This was also the era of the Enlightenment, which emphasized logic and reason. It was preceded by the Renaissance and followed by the Romantic era. In fact, the Neoclassical period ended in 1798 when Wordsworth published the Romantic lyrical ballads. Neoclassical era. Understanding the Neoclassical era helps us better understand its literature. This was a time of comfortableness in England. This is very important, that this time was of comfortableness in England from every perspective. This was people would meet at coffee houses to chat about politics, among other topics, and sometimes drink a new warm beverage made of chocolate. It was also the beginning of the British tradition of drinking afternoon tea. So, from here, this term afternoon tea, or the tradition of drinking or taking tea in the afternoon, started in England. And it was the starting point of the middle class, and because of that, more people were literate. This was a very important period. In this period, more and more people started becoming literate. People were very interested in appearances but not necessarily in being genuine. Men and women commonly wore wigs, and being clever and witty was in vogue. Having good manners and doing the right thing, particularly in public, was essential. It was a time too of British political upheaval, as 8 monarchs took the throne. So, there are some features or characteristics of this period. Let's have a look. Characteristics of Neoclassical literature. Neoclassical literature is characterized by order, accuracy, and structure. In direct opposition to Renaissance attitudes where man was seen as basically good, the neoclassical writers portrayed man as inherently flawed. They emphasized restraint, self confidence, and common sense. This was a time when conservatism flourished in both politics and literature. Politics. Some popular types of literary literature included in this period, like parody, essays, satire, letters, fables, melodrama, and rhyming with couplets. Yes, the topic which is important is neoclassicism and colonialism. As this lesson explained, the neoclassical era was comfortable for many people living in Britain. It was a less happy time for many people in other countries, as Britain was in the process of colonizing many parts of the world. Racist ideas abounded, the slave trade was in full swing, and much of Britain's newfound wealth came from exploiting international resources. For example, writers like Daniel Defoe, particularly in his novel Robinson Crusoe, embodied these racist and colonial ideas. How did colonialism contribute to neoclassical literature and the conception of personhood in Britain?